Take 2. The lore behind Deinan Town is that despite my change to its name, for some reason, I keep calling it Dine. Why did I call it Dine back in the day, and why did I change it to Deinan today? I couldn't tell you. It's mostly the same name, however, it's just an extra AN at the end for the canon storyline. It's just a name that I came up with, Dine. It's just a name I decided to use. There's nothing really special behind it. I discussed this town back in my Delstan video. I didn't want to make it a threefer though, so I left it at just Delstan and Melgo, despite having mentioned that a third arc on the prototype RP storyline Season 1, having had the third arc that we never finished, in Dine. Deinan was the location of the third arc that was never really completed. It's why Central did not continue from Book 1 into Deinan. Spoiler territory there. If you'd like to know where he goes, it's hint in the book you're looking at now. But I will say that Deinan is featured in this novel, just not in the way that you'd expect. It's the focus of a second set of characters. I did let you know that as we went on, we would be moving into different sets of characters as more and more people are introduced. This entire little region here is roughly the size of Texas or something. I didn't add like a ruler of measurement in regards to how big this place is, in the event that I changed my mind in the future on just how big or how small I wanted all of this to be. Just know that it's a pretty big place, and for a big place you'll have lots of people, and when you have lots of people you'll have lots of protagonists, antagonists, and so forth. However, as you can see, I don't make my novels as large as, say, Stephen Erickson, George R.R. Martin, or anything of that nature. This isn't a 1,000 to 1,500 page novel. This is a 300 to 400 page novel. Most of the future novels are going to be within that range as well. So I try not to get too ahead of myself. It doesn't leave me too much room to spread things out. I try to keep it at a total of maybe 3 groups of people per book. Each chapter kind of gets dedicated to a single group, maybe the next chapter will be dedicated to another group somewhere else, etc. In this one, my second group of characters that I introduce end up visiting Deinan Town. It's pretty focused in the mining scene, since it's close to the mountains. If you've taken a look at the map, if you've purchased the book or the ebook, you'll have access to that. Or if you've taken a look at one of my previous videos where I showed it off. Nothing especially fancy happens here. They meet the character Gondon, a dwarf, one of the only ones, if not the only one I've introduced so far. The dwarves are not going to be featured too much in these early parts. They tend to keep to themselves, unless they're outcasts like poor Gondon here. To learn more about him, well, get your hands on this. The Dine in the old discarded Season 1 prototype RP era days was basically a larger settlement than Delstan, and the location of the next big arc of characters to partake in. What that arc is, I suppose it escapes me. I have no recorded records of it. I just know that we were supposed to go here to do something that never really happened. I do have a prototype map of this place, however. Let's see if I could show you this. Will it show? Can we show? Look at that. Look at how terrible that looks. It's also done in paint, and it was also terrible. But the difference is here that we cancelled Season 1 before my friend could take a look at this map and go, "That's terrible, I need to fix this for you." So, it never got fixed. All you get is the paint version. I don't think there's all that much left for me to tell you about Deinan, outside of Dine was also designed to be like an RPG village. You have the weapon shop, you have the armor shop, you've got the item shop, You've got a major NPC characters, you've got a story location, you've got residences to raid for loot and goodies, you've got a graveyard, you might have a church, you've got a training dojo. It's the whole basic idea. A larger town means there's more things to do here, but it's the basic same setup. It may be featured in the future, Deinan. Maybe in the next trilogy, or a further trilogy. Once I think up a good idea for that arc that never happened. Remember, folks, be imaginative.